In my previous video I explained my plan for this custom load bed build in the back here. The difference between a plan and a result is action. Talk is cheap, so I better start doing something. Let's dive in. Hey, how's it, Oaks? And welcome back. And a special welcome to my new subscribers. Very happy to have you guys on board. I hope we have a long and nice journey together. So my name is Div de Villiers. I run a small one-man shop out here in the middle of the forest where I realize rusty dreams. So there's some important points that I have to keep in mind for positioning this, shall we call it, fender piece. This dent side line here needs to line up with the dent side line on the rest of the truck. So the positioning of this piece like this and like this is important. I've just put this piece of aluminium straight edge onto the truck with some magnets. So that'll help me to line this dent part up in my step side conversion. I think I've got it now. Upside, downside, step side, dent side. I've also got to think about the fore and aft positioning of the fender piece. The gap here, it's definitely too small at the moment, so I need to open this up a little bit. And then I've got to decide about the inwards, outwards positioning. How far in do I want to mount this piece? What is this gap going to be? So how far I can move it in is going to be decided by the spring perch here. I mean, I can't move it further in than that. That's what we look like on the inside of the fender piece by the tire. So here's my first step. I made this L piece out of 50 by 50 square tubing, 2x2. This will get attached to the chassis, the flat bar bracket here. And then the fender piece will bolt through this, onto this, through those holes to hold it in place. So the same thing will happen on this side. We'll also weld on a piece here, so I'm going to end up with this U-shaped piece. I've left it a little long for now, until I've decided on my exact measurements. I'm going to do exactly the same thing in the back. The square tubing is going to attach to the chassis. Here's my upright piece, and the fender will bolt to this through there. To get to the inside, you go through the taillight opening. I want to build it in such a way that this whole load bin can be disassembled, so you will be able to unbolt the fender pieces and you will have a frame structure, load bin frame structure that's bolted to the chassis. Some repairs and modifications. There's a lot of surgery going on here All the bits and pieces that I've removed from this panel so far. So there you go, that's what I have so far. I'm going to do exactly the same thing on the other side now. Clamps everywhere, but it's all lined up and leveled and adjusted and parallel. Yeah, I tell you, a clamp in a one-man shop is indispensable, and it's definitely worth a lot more than that hand you have to pay to hold something in place, and it doesn't talk back either. Let me see if I can show you. There's that U-shaped frame, one is up there, one is in the back. The fender piece is attached to it. So I'm now going to, now that everything is lined up and checked and measured, I'm now going to attach, I'm going to weld these tabs to the chassis right there and right there with a bolt, and way up there on front by the front frame I'm also going to weld on a tab and drill it so that it bolts to the chassis. So all is said and done, I can still remove the two side fender pieces, and I can still remove this whole frame I'm busy building. I'm going to put that piece in now to connect my two U frames. It clears the wheel by maybe 50 mil. It's enough, got clearance there. It just clears the shackle of the spring here, even when it swings, so we're good there as well. So I'm adding some more cross braces. I'm adding these tabs for bolting my frame to the chassis. I don't want to go through the square tubing because the protruding bolt head is going to obviously stick out, and I want to keep this area nice and flat for attaching the bed liner later on. A piece of angle bar works really great for lining up your surfaces, and of course my friends the clamps keeps everything in place. I've got a load bed. Hey, thanks for watching, you oaks. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.